Preparing to live stream. All right. We are live. Today is December 3rd, 2025. Welcome to the Option Genius Show. I'm Alan, and with me is Matt. We work for Option Genius, where we teach people how to trade options, and our mission is really to help 10,000 individual investors achieve financial independence.
Yep. Become free,
Become free.
whatever
Um,
that means to you, right?
yeah, and just be careful that trading is risky. You don't trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Um, talk to your financial advisor and whatnot. So this is educational and entertainment only.
Right.
Got to throw that disclaimer in there before YouTube gets mad at us. All right. So, Matt, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was really everything I hoped it would be, right? I think Thanksgiving, we talked about this earlier. Thanksgiving is one of the my favorite holidays. I think it's yours too. It's not about, I love Christmas too, that time of year which we're entering into and getting presents and giving presents and all that. But really, Thanksgiving to me is about family. It's about just none of the materialistic things. It's about just kind of seeing where we are in life and catching up, right? And it's a time kind of like put the technology down to some degree, and we kind of have conversations and catch up with family about what they've been doing the whole year. So that was really restful to me, and restorative in a way.
Awesome.
So it was great. It was a great break.
Yeah. And you have a pretty cool Christmas story or two, right? I mean, a Thanksgiving story, because like
Yeah.
when you worked at Costco, you didn't get Thanksgiving.
No, no. So it makes me it kind of weaves into trading and what we do. It really has given me freedom that I've never had before, right? Costco is run very almost materialistic or almost like in a military way. It's like, okay, you just do your job and you don't have the ability to take vacation. Yeah, we are closed on the holidays, but just for the holiday. So you're either working up to the holiday, but you only have the day off, so you're not able to travel anywhere. So you have to work the next day after the holiday. So that limits your ability to really travel and take the time. And for years, I was not able to do that.
How
Right.
long did
So
you work at Costco?
true, 14 years.
So for 14 years, you didn't see family for Thanksgiving.
No, no, absolutely not. So
And so what? You just get the day off and like you work the day before Thanksgiving, then you get day off Thanksgiving, basically to recover. And then the
basically,
next
yeah,
day,
before,
then you
yeah.
got Black Friday, so you're back at work.
Yeah, it's not really a holiday. I mean, it's just you're basically you have the day, right? And but it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't give you the ability to travel. And let's face it, most of our family most likely is all over the country or in different places. It's not how it used to be. So that option would be off the table. So yeah, that's a stripping of your time. It's a stripping of your freedom in a way. So yeah,
Yeah. And that's
it goes.
basically anybody in retail, really.
Sure.
You
I
know.
have a very large soft spot for people in retail because they work really hard. Um, and I'm just saying, of course, and other, but retail is what I know. Um, they work hard. They're just trying to make it day to day. So the struggle is very real, and that's tough when you're not able to, reach out to the family, um, in that aspect. Yeah.
Mhm. Yep. And so basically, last week, trading wise, we took the time off. We took extra days off last week. I took the kids and my wife. We all went to San Antonio. We hung out at SeaWorld because they have all the lights and everything, really pretty. So we saw the whale show and the sea lion show, rode the roller coasters, and uh, just had a, really nice time. Um, and then Thanksgiving, we had dinner at a relative's house, um, and everybody went around the table and be like, "Oh, what are you thankful for?" And we were like, "Yeah, it's thankful that we're not we're just have this time off to just relax because a lot of people don't get that."
No, no. I
Um,
want to use the word, I know we overuse it, but grateful. I'm grateful for um, trading, that it's available to us, right? I can remember numerous times I'd have like a break of 15 minutes at Costco. You can't do much with 15 minutes. So you're supposed to go and, let's say go and get a snack or something. By the time you get your snack and sit down or whatever you're going to eat, it's time to get back up. So many of those times I would forego even the snack because I was trying to like put my headphones in and figure out trading, right? So I had like only 15 minutes to sit there and be like, okay, what can I learn in 15 minutes? And you can learn a lot because I strung a lot of 15 minutes together. So people would come up to you and they'd be like, hey, can I talk to you? And you're just like, man, I got my headphones in. I'm trying to figure this out. Um, it's kind of funny though, because grateful is definitely a word because I go back to Costco and I love the people that I worked with. Um, it's a tough job, but it's a good job, right? They treat you well. It's hard work. But when I go back there, they're always like, "You escaped." It's like they put me in the Costco lore. It's like they're like, "How did you get out of these?" It's almost like a prison. It's like, "How did you get out?"
yeah,
So it's interesting.
they're gonna hang your picture in the break room.
Yeah. It's
Be like,
funny though. When I go back, there's always a few people like, "How you escaped? How did you do it?" Because Costco is it's a good job, it's a stable job, and you can see why people don't leave the job because the benefits are so good, especially. So, but on the other hand, your
you,
time is it
yeah,
really, yeah. And what's the ultimate goal? I mean, you want to have a domain of your time. You want to have ownership of your time.
yeah. Those benefits are like the golden handcuffs that keep you tied
They
to the
are.
job.
They're a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, okay, yeah, you're set, you're stable, but this is how it's going to be, right? And
It
if
puts
you're
you in
longing,
a trap too. It's like the comfort trap, It's like you're comfortable, you're having a good life. It's like, why am I going to rock the boat? Why am I going to do something new and take a risk?
yeah, you get down to the real deep stuff for sure.
Yeah. Like for me, I
It's,
remember I didn't have a choice. Like I had to make it work. But you had to fight through all that. So I mean, your journey is, I think, harder than mine
yeah,
because
when you're that comfortable, it can be a problem, right? Because you're like, you can go in there and you can be like, okay, you can go part-time at Costco and be like, all these stories of people that have been there 30 and 40 years. And you're like, okay, well, why is that? Well, it's all the benefits, it's all the security, right? But security is really an illusion. So you have to, what does it really mean to you, right? And learning trading take has allowed me to kind of get your life back, to how you want it, right? So um, I guess grateful of that trading is out there because it does allow us. It's an opportunity for us to um, break free from whatever we're doing, right? Not to say that the job's bad or not, but if you really want time, which I think is most important to me, and it's really the currency that, it's not finite, right? So yeah, I'm going to take that risk.
yeah.
So
And like
yeah,
every Thanksgiving, every Christmas since then, like you've been with family, right? You've
yeah.
been with one member or some part of the different parts of the country every time.
Well, I mean, I could take my parents. I'm lucky to still have both my parents. I'm very lucky too. If I was working at Costco right now, I wouldn't be able to go see them, right? I wouldn't be able to travel and see them. So that becomes even more important to me as I get older.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You have to really sit down and figure out what's it really worth to you, right? And you look at what you can do, and trading is, I mean, it's amazing, right? It's allowed me to do everything that I want to do. What's better than that?
And as we get older, I mean,
Your
it's
body's
not,
fail. Like, look, I mean, I
yeah,
could be,
right?
look, I mean, I have back pain for the first time in my life, right? I'm going to be 50, and up to this point, I've never had back pain. never had anything, never even thought about it, right? But I know that I can sit back on trading no matter how bad my back gets. I don't want it to get any worse, right? But it's really good knowing that I have the skills, right? And that we teach the skills that no matter what happens, as long as my mind is great, I can continue to do what I need to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's always like like I keep taking it for granted. I've been doing this for so long, it's just become second nature. I just take it for granted how wonderful it is until I hear, until I hear you talking about it or I hear somebody else talking about it, and it's like, oh yeah, it really is a good life. Like it's really good. Like
Yeah,
life is really,
I
really
I
good.
think that's normal and natural, right? I find myself going back to Costco not only to see the people that I worked with and see how things are going, but it does every time I go back to that, it could be even Sam's or Sam's Club or anything. There's not a Costco where I live, but I go into Sam's Club. It's very similar, right?
Hmm.
Um, you can walk in there and I just instantly feel the gratitude of what I went through, and I'm grateful for what I did, because it pushes you into a better place. But I can also really feel that, right? I don't take it for granted because all I have to do is walk through some of those aisles on a Saturday afternoon, and I'm like, you're tapping your toes, right? I mean, you have the freedom to do what you're doing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I force myself to go back for sure
Yeah.
because it keeps me in that place where I never take it for granted.
Yeah. I've started like my oldest he just started high school this year. And so uh my wife drives him to school in the morning because he has band practice afterwards and he stays there, so he's there for like maybe 12 hours certain days. So she's like, oh, she feels bad for him. So she's like, she drives him there in the morning so that he doesn't have to get up like an hour and a half early to get to the bus. His bus gets him to school at 6:30 when school doesn't start till 7:30. So she's
Yeah.
like, I let him sleep for an hour. So once in a while, she'll be like, can you take him? And I'm like, all right, fine. So I'll get up, I'll take him. And I'm like, what the heck is all this traffic? It's like
Yeah,
7 in the morning.
right.
Like, what are all these people doing on the road? And I'm like, oh, they're going to
Oh,
work.
right. Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Hmm.
Yeah. I was like, oh, geez, I totally forgot about that. Rush hour in the
Hmm.
morning. It's like, what? So, yeah, whenever I see that in the morning, I'm like, whoa, thank God. You
Same
know?
here too. I mean, like we do take it for granted sometimes, because it's just day to day. It's a different type of thing. But just going like I had to go to a dental appointment, right? And I have to get up and I'm at that hour at like 6 or 7 a.m. to go to, and I'm like, what's all this traffic? What's going on? And the world's moving, and you're like, oh yeah, okay,
Hmm.
yeah, for sure. But you need to get in those situations to remind you. I think it's just natural and normal.
Thank God for trading.
Thank God for trading. Absolutely.
Thank
So,
God for trading. All
yeah,
right.
it was a great, great holiday.
Good. Awesome. So we do have a bunch of stuff to talk about today. Market's up a little bit today. S&P's up 0.4%. Ruts running 1.5. Let's see what else. Nasdaq's zero point 0.2. Bitcoin's coming back up above 93 right now. VIX is at 16. That's a little calm. Um, but we're kind of in no man's land waiting for the Fed meeting on the 10th. We had expectations of a rate cut in December, and then those were dashed, and the market sold off. And then for some reason, the expectations are back, and so
Right. Everyone just
now,
kind of got their calm down and like, "Oh, okay, whatever
yep.
happened, happened."
So now people think the expectations are back that we're going to have a rate cut, and it's funny. It's like, okay, where do we find out? Where do we know? Where do we find out if it's going to happen or not? And I was watching 60 Minutes this weekend, and there was a session on Poly Market, which is where people go and they bet on different outcomes of different things. And so there is, according to Poly Market, people have put money on the line and 87% chance of a rate cut in December.
Yep.
So
Sounds pretty good. If it's a good grade, it sounds pretty good.
yeah, I mean, I did read, a few years ago there was the whole thing about crowdsourcing and the the thing of the thinking of the crowd is always right. Different studies on that, and so this is the crowd in action. So we'll see if they are right on this. Uh, but yeah, so if we do get a rate cut, stocks probably continue to rally into the end of the year. Even with no cut, maybe I think we still might go rally into the end of the year, depending on what Powell says, right? Because he's going to be
Mhm.
around till May. And
Yep.
they said earlier they had said that they might have a cut in December or January. So, mm, you know, we'll see what he says, see what they come up with. But right now, the news is based towards a cut, which is going to be good for markets rallying. Um, Good for us. I know I've said before on the show I'm bullish. I'm my stuff is positioned to be bullish, so that would be good for me if that happens. But That's going to be on the 10th. The meeting is on the 10th, or the announcement is on the 10th. I'm not sure which one. 10th is
The 10th. I have the 10th.
yeah,
Yeah.
the 10th as well, right? So the 10th is they usually do it on a Wednesday. Yeah, so the 10th is Wednesday. So they'll probably meet on 9 and 10, and then the announcement will be on the 10th and the talking, the interview afterwards. The questions will be
Yeah.
on the
The
10th. So we'll find out.
all important conference call.
Yeah. So we got that. We're going to talk about the S&P rebalancing today. We're going to talk about another reason that costs are going up. We're going to talk about Trump's baby retirement account now, the Santa rally, if there is going to be one or not. And then we're going to be talking about the Smackdown results from November. So
Yes. Very interesting finish.
all that today. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. The rebalancing, the S&P this Friday is coming up. So in a couple days, S&P is going to have its quarterly rebalancing. They'll throw some companies out. They'll add some companies in. There'll be some movement. Normally, what happens is if a company gets added to the S&P, obviously it's going to, as soon as the announcement comes out, the stock will jump, and then it continues to jump until it's added. And then after that, it kind of peters out. But these are going to be companies that have probably already gone up some, so they're going to go up even more. Which is the weird part about the S&P and how I say that, the S&P is built in a way to go up, to continue to go up. It's not like, oh, hey, the market's going to go flat. Well, no, I mean, the S&P is engineered to continue to go up because if there's people or companies that are not performing well, they get kicked out.
Yeah. It's
Right?
like yeah.
And then the companies that are not in it but are doing well, they get added to it that are growing. So it's like it's always the thing is always replenishing itself and continuing to go higher and higher. And not only that, but then, if somebody gets added to the S&P, just by the fact that it's getting added, all these different ETFs and ETNs and mutual funds and stuff, they all have to buy it. And so that stock goes much higher into the index. And so the index just does even better. So
Yeah.
it's a game. It's
It
all a
sure is.
game.
I always find it amazing that people in their 401ks are like, no, I don't want to invest in that. And it's like, yes, you are. You are investing in the whole stock market, right? It's like, you know,
Hmm.
very interesting. But
Yep.
it's the momentum of just up. I mean, just look at the charts over time.
So they don't tell us, oh, obviously they don't say it in advance which companies are going to be added. But you look online, do a little research, and there's some names here that I found that might be added. You can take a look. There's Vertiv Holdings. VRT is a ticker symbol. It's a
Mhm.
data center cooling and power supply company. So
Mm.
they provide cooling and power supplies to data centers. There's also a pharmaceutical company, and Al and Lam. I don't even know how to say this. ALNY is the ticker. Biopharmaceutical company, Ares Management, ARES, CRH, building supply company, Comfort Systems, HVAC company, CCSI, the ticker, CCSI. And then there's Pure Storage, PSTG. I thought this was like like those
Storage companies
yeah, like those big
on the
the
side of the
big the big
road.
garages on the side of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
road.
exactly what I thought. Yeah.
No, it's a data storage company. So it's a tech company.
It
Uh,
gives you a little, as you start, as you say these names, it gives you a little kind of inkling of what's ahead, possibly, right? Because these are the momentum of
yeah.
what's.
So you got data center cooling, you got data storage, you have global building materials, you got a biopharmaceutical, biopharma company, asset management, um, and then an HVAC company, which is like they're making, again, they're making cooling systems, right? Probably going into the data centers. So
Right.
it's the same thing. Um, and all these companies are doing well at this time. So we'll see what happens. The interesting thing will be who they replace, right? Is usually the laggards, the companies that have dropped in price, dropped in market cap, dropped in revenues across the board. So most likely it's going to be some retail names, maybe oil and gas has been really the energy sector has been really kicked out of the S&P. So we'll see who gets replaced, but that'll be happening on this Friday. That'll be interesting. Um, and
I have
then
a
we
question.
have
The laggards, though, right? The ones that are exiting. Is it do they, I don't know this. Do they do that on the same day? Do you know the people that
yeah, they
companies?
they they say it. They're like, okay, we're going to be adding these companies, and they're going to be replacing these other companies.
Well, all at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, and I guess, people are trying to get ahead of the bus and be like, okay, we're going to buy maybe calls or something on the potentials. And if they hit, then, they do really well. So that's a strategy that people use on Wall Street. Trying to guess who goes in. A lot of research goes into this. So who knows? Maybe some of these companies might win.
It got me
And
thinking, one of the interesting ones to watch is MicroStrategy because they got snubbed last time to get in, and they're wondering if they're going to get in this time.
well, I
Yeah.
mean, we could talk about that a lot, but
Yeah.
the talk on the street is no, and that's why MicroStrategy took a big hit lately. That they will not be added to the S&P. They're not going to be added to the index. In fact, there's another index that they are in that they might be taken out of
Hmm.
because um their performance has not been pretty well lately.
Hmm.
If you look at their chart, it's just been going down lower and lower, lower. And so there's another index that they're in. The talk is they might get removed from that index. If that happens, the stock will go even lower. Um, and then, oh man, it's a whole rabbit hole
Yeah,
with
that's all. I
with
know what I'm saying. That's gonna be a
MicroStrategy.
whole nother talk, right?
It's a whole other talk because the guy of the CEO of MicroStrategy said that, hey, if if our stock price gets to the so low that it's like,
Below MNAV is what they're talking about.
yeah, below the
Mhm.
price of the all their Bitcoin, we might have to sell Bitcoin, we might have to sell stock. They're trying to also pay a dividend, but they're
Right.
using
They added money to their like a cash reserve
hmm
for that. So that's like they're positioning to try to get in a
right.
way.
But that's also in dollar terms because they're adding a stable coin to pay out in dollars. Um,
Whole nother
and
rabbit hole.
and the interesting thing was that um, Wall Street, they go elephant hunting. Some of these hedge funds, they when they see something, they go after it. Like right now, this guy, the big short guy, he's short selling Nvidia and Meta and all these AI names, right? He sees an issue there, and so he will then send out press releases and do whatever to make other people also sell the company, and so that he can make money. And so a lot of companies they do that. A lot of hedge funds and managers they do that where they find something that has to move, and then they squeeze the company.
Yep.
Now, in this case, um, strategy is being squeezed. It's not a short squeeze, but they're being squeezed in terms of the price of Bitcoin. And so there's a conspiracy theory out, maybe not totally conspiracy, but there's probably truth to it, that the price of Bitcoin is being pushed lower in order to trap strategy into having to sell its coins, which will then push Bitcoin down even lower
Yeah.
to a point where then other people or themselves, those same people will get out of the shorts and then buy back in for the long term. So it's kind
What
of
I would
like,
give to be in one of these boardrooms, right? And just
yeah,
kind of
yeah, it's like,
talking, you know?
it's like these guys are kind of screwed, right? They have to do, they can't just keep holding it because they're leveraged. They've borrowed money to buy the Bitcoin. And so if the Bitcoin keeps going down, they don't have revenue.
Right,
So they can't bail themselves out. They have to sell the Bitcoin in order to pay their loans. And they're probably going to have margin calls just like we do.
right.
And so if that's the case, somebody pushing Bitcoin down can essentially blow up MicroStrategy and put them out of business. And so they have a target on their back. And
Well, they're the leader with the most Bitcoin, so yeah, they will be.
yeah. And so eventually, and if it works with them, then look out for all the other guys that are doing the same strategy.
But the hedge funds could be hurt on the other way if Bitcoin heads up. Could be,
If it heads up, yeah, maybe.
for
But
sure.
it has to have a reason for going up. And at this point, there's nothing really happening. It's just so, but
Fascinating.
yeah. And then on the inflation front, things are getting another way that they're getting more expensive. Did you know that MasterCard and Visa reached an agreement a couple weeks ago with, I don't know who they even agreed on this stuff with, but they are now merchants, the company, whenever you go and you go buy something on a credit card, whoever the store that takes your credit card, they have to pay a fee, right? The
Mhm.
processing fee. And that goes to their bank that processes the credit card, that goes to Visa and
Like
MasterCard.
3% or something like that.
It's
Like that.
depending like 2 to 3% on average. Um, but every card is different. So some cards like American Express, they charge more, some cards charge less, and it depends on the type of card it is. So now the agreement with the merchants are going to allow merchants to charge you more money depending on what kind of card you use. And they really want to go after rewards credit cards because rewards credit cards like Visa and MasterCard, the banks, how do they pay for these rewards? They charge the merchant. They don't pay it themselves.
Got to come
So
somewhere.
yeah, so if you use a regular credit card, the merchant might get charged 2%. If you use a rewards credit card, they might get charged 3.5%. And so now the merchant is going to be allowed to charge us more money if we come in with a rewards credit card, which is 85% of the credit cards in the market.
Right.
So this is just another fee bump that's going to happen. And they're not going to just probably charge 1 or 2%. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, you want a rewards credit card? It's 5% extra
Yeah,
to
you
use
allow
your
us to
credit
do
card.
this, we're going to go here with it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, before this happened, you were not allowed to charge a different price for credit cards or cash. So, if somebody comes with a credit card, you couldn't say, hey, you need to pay more money because you're using a credit card. And so that was an agreement that went away. And so now you see it at the gas station, right? It's like cash price, $3, credit card price, 3.30. Just for using the credit card, they're going to charge you 30 cents extra. So they're making money off of credit cards now.
Oh, and
Uh,
then cash is being less and less around. Who uses cash right now? Let's face it. So
exactly.
it's like we're forced into it. You know,
So you're
uh,
forced and prices are just naturally just
are
going
you going
higher
to
and
be the
higher.
guy at the counter who just whips out the cash? Probably not now
Yeah.
these
It's
days.
like, I'm going to write you a check, please. Or it's like, no.
I'm trying to pay the 3%, not the
Yeah.
330.
So yeah, it's insane. So I don't like that deal. I like my rewards credit cards. I don't, I don't carry any cash. I probably have $20 in my wallet.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
it's nuts. So that'll go up. And then we do have Um, you know, so let me ask you this. What if I said that we're going to take your taxpayer money and we're going to give it to other people? What does that sound like to you?
It sounds like a almost a universal basic income to me.
Yeah, but is that
Uh,
is that like capitalism? Is that like democracy? What I mean, to me, it sounds kind of like socialism,
hmm
right? Where you're taking from one person and you're giving it to somebody else. And I don't understand this.
I don't like.
But that's exactly what Trump's doing with his big, beautiful bill and retirement accounts for babies. So if you're a baby born from 2025 to 2028, you get a Trump account with $1,000 in it, courtesy of the federal government.
Right.
I don't understand why. Why are we like, hello, just for no reason? Oh, you had a baby here you go. Here's $1,000, and then
I think it's one of those things that optically look good to people, and they're like, "Oh, that sounds great," but when they look deeper, they're like, "Oh," and that's what
yeah,
we're talking about.
I mean, like, I don't know. This is like, there is this like a ploy to buy votes? Like, are they trying to get votes from younger people? Like, younger people are the ones that are having babies. So maybe they're going after that base. Maybe they're going after the single mother base. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but this is I don't know. I didn't like this at all. This was stupid to me. And then it's kind of like a retirement account, so it grows tax free, but when you take it out, you have to pay capital gains tax on it. So it's like, what? And there are other stipulations in there. So your state or your county or whatever, they can also put money into this account for you. So it's like, what? If you live in a certain city or a certain county or state, they can put money in there for you. And even charities, foundations, like private charities, they can put money into these accounts. So I'm sure there's, some legal loopholes in here that that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Like, if you have, like, I know I have our own family charity, right? Our own family foundation. And if we had a kid, could I take all the money and just put it into his name in his account? So I get a
Right.
ta- so I get a tax write-off for putting the money in the charity, but then the charity goes back and gives it to my kid. Like, that what? Yeah, I don't like what
We're gonna have to run this through ChatGPT.
yeah, it's too new. It's too new for
I know.
ChatGPT. It doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But this was something that was pissing me off. Like, I don't get it. Uh, why are we just giving more handouts? They're like, oh yeah, people on food stamps. We should cut their food stamps. Okay, but then give them $1,000 because it's the same people.
Right.
You know, the guy, the single mom on food stamp with the 8 kids. You're gonna give her $8,000? Like, what?
Yeah.
You're incentivizing the wrong thing. So um, that was, I don't know. Uh,
Yeah, we run this huge deficit.
yes,
That's
this
cool.
getting
I
worse
mean,
and worse. They're not cutting; they're just spending more and more. Um,
right, we're gonna give handouts. I mean,
yeah,
it just makes everything worse.
it's like, oh yeah, the tariffs will pay for everything. What tariffs? The Supreme Court's like, yeah,
Oh
yo,
yeah, did you see the news about Costco? They're suing Trump
yes,
about the tariffs. Yeah,
yeah, they're give us our money
my
back.
refund.
All
Yeah.
the money we paid for the tariffs, give us all back, even though, the tariffs are still in flux. Supreme Court hasn't ruled one way or the other. But then you have Bassett this morning. He was on CNBC saying that, well, if we can't do the tariffs and the Supreme Court says no to tariffs, there's other things we can do. We'll still get the money. It's like, dude, just,
Yeah,
yeah, nuts.
interesting
Anyway,
for sure. Yeah.
so how about some good news? How about some good
Yeah,
news?
let's
So
uplift it.
you posted in our fun Slack channel today something about the Santa rally. What was that?
So I have I actually wrote it down. So they said December
Who's
historically
they? Who's
climbed.
they?
Who is they?
Yeah.
Statistics.
Statistics. All right. I love
I got this
statistics.
off of Morning Brew. Okay.
Okay. All right.
So
So
they is, I'll just call them statistics.
Morning Brew. Okay. Morning
Yep.
Brew newsletter. All right.
Yep. So it says December historically climbs 81% of the time with an average gain of 2.03%. Okay. Now, also, the first year of a US presidential cycle, which we're in, December has been positive 100% of the time across 13 occurrences with a gain of 2.03%.
100% of the time. But what if he's the second term?
That goes out of the case, but we're in number
Ah.
one. We're in the now. I'm not talking about later. So I
Well,
found
no,
that.
this is his second term, right? He's not a
Is
first
it?
term
Yeah, it
president.
is a second. No, the first. Well,
I mean, he did come, he had a block in the middle and then he came
I
back.
guess you
So,
could still call a second one. This is the first year of the presidential cycle of this second one.
okay. All right. So it's 100% of the time, according to Morning Brew, we're going up 2% this month.
I mean, it's there, right? And then it says leading into December, 81% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good
So
odds.
81% of the time, market will be up. That's pretty good. How do you make
There's
money off
many,
of that?
many tailwinds.
What do we
Many
do? What do we
tailwinds.
do? How do we make money off of that?
Well, there's many ways you could do things, right? Almost any kind of put spread, I would say, right? You could do it on a
So if we
buying
do,
option,
if let's say
right?
we do a put spread on SPX, right?
It's a
We did
short
one.
period.
We just did one on the club yesterday,
Sure did.
right? So let's say we do a put spread on SPX and our goal is to make 10%. So if Morning Brew is right and the market actually does go up 2%, we'll be better off because we'll have made 10%.
Hmm.
So hopefully they're right. But even if they're wrong and it goes sideways, or even if it goes down a couple percent, we'll still have made 10%,
That's right.
which is pretty good.
Right. I mean, I just think that there's so many tailwinds, right, to this.
Yeah.
So,
Because
yeah,
I
you
think
can
about it,
see.
I'm like, 2%, that doesn't really want to get me up in the morning. It's like, hey, that's nice that it's going to be up, but 2%,
But you apply the strategy that you want to do. So
yeah.
in this case, there's multiple strategies, but this would be just a put spread on the SPX. Yes, that is one way.
Hmm. Yeah. So I did do put spreads with us, yesterday. I also have TQQQ. I got shares of that. So that if the Nasdaq goes up, that thing will go up three times the Nasdaq. So let's say the Nasdaq goes up 2%, this thing will go up 6%. So that's
Mhm.
another way to play it. And there's other ones out there as well.
Are you
Um,
doing gold?
I am in gold futures, yes.
Yeah.
I still have those. So um, you know, I posted some research in the club a couple days ago, I think it was, that JP Morgan, Bank of America, and others are saying that gold is going to go to 5,000 next year, maybe even by the end of this year. I don't know, in a month. I don't think it'll get there, but next year it'll probably get to 5 grand if it's continues. So yeah, so I have that as well. Um, I'm non-directional on oil. Oil's not really. Oil's been around 60 for
Which is
months.
great the way we trade it.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, this is like a oil dream right now. I mean,
hmm
it's really just going sideways, kind of grinding, a little bit lower, sometimes a little higher.
yeah. I
Great
mean,
time.
there was an OPEC meeting this weekend, but like it didn't do anything. No change. The oil was fine.
Actually, I'm in an oil trade right now. I'm probably be out either today or tomorrow.
Cool.
Fantastic.
And then you said earlier that Mastercard's also another trade that we did in the club that's ready to come off.
Yep, that one's ready to come off. Gonna get out of that one probably after this call. So we'll
So
get out of
that
that one.
so that's what, another 10% gain on that.
Hmm.
That
Yes,
was a
sir.
spread. Yep. So we do the spreads in the club. We've done naked puts so far. Um, and we're going to be adding other strategies as well. You know, the covered calls, the condors. Right now, the condor is not been a very. This market has not been very conducive to condors.
I don't think it's gonna be for a little while, to
Yeah,
be honest.
I mean, honestly, I do have a couple condors on right now. I have one
Depends on what
on
you're
J.
doing it on, right?
Yeah, I have a JP Morgan and I have a Berkshire. Um, the JP Morgan started off as a put spread and then it just stopped moving sideways. Like it just stopped going up. It just started going
Kind
sideways.
of
So
hit
I'm
its
like,
peak and it's going low. So okay, yeah.
so I added the call side further away. I didn't have to get as much money for it. So I put it further away and I'm like, whatever extra I can get, hey, I'll take it.
Hmm.
Um, and so that trade is up a little bit over 10%. So I'm looking, yeah, I'll probably get out of that very soon. So adding the other side to it allowed me to get out of it sooner. Um, and Berkshire is looking really good too as a condor. So,
I like the
uh,
idea of turning it into a condor. I like that a lot sometimes. There's the market kind of has to be going dead sideways for me to put it on right there and then for a condor, but
hmm
it can help you in the trade to add it, I think, at a
yeah.
certain time.
And it's it's flexible. The trade is flexible, so you can say, okay, I'm going to sell puts on in the beginning, and then I can later on sell calls if I want to later on. Um, and you don't have to be like, the puts could be at a higher delta in the
Mhm.
beginning, like maybe you get around 20 delta to put it in, and then if you later on you think, okay, I don't think the stock is moving much anymore, you could be like, all right, I'll do 10 delta on the calls, or even 5 delta on the calls,
Like
whatever
holding the card in
extra.
the pocket. That's the way I think about it. And you're like, oh, I
Yeah.
can play this whenever I want to.
hmm
Uh, that's how I kind of see it.
Yeah, I see it as like sometimes it's just extra money that's just sitting there and you just go over there and pick it up. Sometimes it'll come back to bite you, but
Sometimes, but you can move it
um
again if you need to.
yeah, but you got to know what you're doing. But yeah, so that and we did have some market power trades over the Thanksgiving holiday. Um yeah, so we had what? We
Why are
had
you
one.
laughing? Why are you smiling?
We had a signal on Monday, and then we had a couple times where the signal went off, but then the signal went away. And I mean, I wasn't watching it, but I came in on Monday and I'm looking at the discussion, and people are like, "Oh man," one guy was like, "Oh, that was so close, man," but I came out with a huge win, and I'm like, "What are you doing? What happened?
Yeah,
What?"
right.
So it was interesting. So yeah, we had some excitement over the holiday. But one of the reasons we told people, hey, we're not going to do any official trades, is because the volatility or the liquidity, sorry, is going to be so low that it could be pushed in one
And
way
it
or the
did.
other.
There was one day in particular, I forget which day it was. It moved around quite a bit.
The market was up 4 days in a row,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, okay, yeah, the sellers are off today. It's like there's nobody selling. So yeah, the market's just going higher and higher. But it was interesting. And then we had a Phoenix win yesterday and another Phoenix win today.
Yeah, I think we are very close to pulling the trigger on the
You
Phoenix
taking
today.
that one out? Yeah. So that's interesting, right? Because we're learning on that one and seeing how it does. But we're getting the hang of it and it's getting better. Like it was a little rocky in the beginning, but
That's always
lately,
expected, though, in a way. You got to get the cadence. You have to get the feel of the trade.
hmm
Uh, there's some things that you learn that aren't really as far as rule based, right?
hmm
There's some gray spots, nuances to the trade, anything
yeah.
that you do.
And what the cool thing was that once we introduced it to the group and everybody in the members, then they started playing with it and they started coming up with their own variations.
Hmm.
And some of these variations have been really good. So, the ideas that they've come up with is like, okay, we didn't have to come up with it as a group. We're making it better. We're making the trade better as everybody trades it and gets along. So
Power of the
that's
group.
that's
That's so
powerful. Yeah,
important.
it's like group think. It's like group
Mhm.
think. Put it on Polymarket. But
What I
yeah,
want to see is going back after, Polymarket. I don't know how long Polymarket's been around, but it'd be interesting to see the statistics of Polymarket itself.
how often is it right?
Yeah, how often it was right.
Mm-hmm.
or
Yep.
wrong.
Well, they got famous because they predicted Trump to win the election
Right.
the first time. Uh, it was by landslide, and that's actually what happened. So that's how they got really famous. But now poly market just became legal thanks to Donald Trump,
Mhm.
and they were just invested in by the New York Stock Exchange. So the New York Stock Exchange invested in poly market. So you have this big mix: gambling, investing, what's going on, trading. Like it's all jumbled up together now.
Yeah, it really is. I mean,
So
I think I don't know, I get off topic, but New York State, I'm from New York, right? And they didn't have many gambling casinos up there. And now there's three that are
there's
likely to,
they're coming right to New York City,
yeah, yeah,
not just New
New
York, but
York
New
City,
York
right?
City.
So,
Otherwise, you have to drive over to Niagara or Connecticut or something. You have to drive a little bit.
yeah, to what do they call it? There's one in Connecticut there. It's some Indian reservation one. That's pretty funny.
It's a nice one though. It's a really nice one.
Yeah, it's in the middle of nowhere. Absolutely
Yeah.
nowhere.
And I've
Yeah.
driven a couple times from Manhattan to Atlantic City. That wasn't that far. I mean, if you live now that I live in Texas, that's nothing.
Yeah.
But for those folks, yeah, it's kind of a drive because a lot of them don't have cars, so they have to like rent a car and then take a hike. But now, you have these casinos. Who knows where they're going to be? Maybe in New York Times Square or whatever. But they're going to be big ones. So
Yeah. I mean, they're bending the knee to it, right? So, um, it used to be just like, okay, Atlantic City and Las Vegas, right? Now it's kind of, it's everywhere.
it's getting everywhere.
Yep.
So, geez. All right. Well, that's what it is. So let's without further ado, we got a couple comments of asking about who won the Smackdown. So what's going
Yeah.
on with the
I
Smackdown?
know.
So here, let me let you share and then let's see what happened.
All right.
And for those of you who don't know, the Smackdown is our monthly contest. We've been doing it for a couple months, where at the beginning of the month, people will choose a ticker, and then we gather all the information of everybody, put it on a spreadsheet, and then for the whole month, we basically track it. And at the last day of whenever we're live, or the end of the month, or whatever, we pick a time, and then we just say, okay, that's it, cut off which trade, which stock did the best for that time period, and they get a prize. So this is the results of the November SmackDown, and this is also going to be the start of the December SmackDown. So we're not going to starting from the first. We're going to start from Friday. No, maybe tomorrow. Let's start on Friday. Okay.
All right.
So
Okay.
yeah, we'll start on Friday. So that's the 5th. That gives you, if you're watching, 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday, to find a ticker that you think is going to do the best for the month of December and put it in the comments of this video. So, in order to count, you have to type it into the comments of this video. We'll come up with a list. And on Friday, when we come back live, we'll have the list and everybody who did it, their YouTube names, and we'll start fresh for the month. And if there's two people that have the same one, we'll go with whoever posted it first. So first come, first serve. Don't post more than one. And if you want to go short, let us know that, hey, I'm going short. So whatever. That's the main rules. Uh, we don't have anything other than that, but yeah. So good luck to everybody who's going to join the December SmackDown, and let's see who won
All
the
right. We have a
November.
new winner. It's not a repeat winner. I'll tell
All
you.
right.
All
Okay.
right.
So sorry about that, Mark. I know Mark won last month. But in November, we have a new winner.
And I will also say there's one that held a substantial lead who's no longer.
Oh my. All right. Come on,
Okay,
come
that's all I'm
on.
gonna give. Okay, all right,
All
here we go.
right. Let's see what happens. So
All
it was Sun. Sun was the one
right.
that was, oh my God.
Yeah, how about that, huh?
Oh my God, Brandon Carter had Son, SONN, and the last time we talked, he was up 60% or 40%, I think. It was like at
As
one
high
time
as
it was up
60. It was like 64% at one
at
point or
one
something.
time it was up 60% and it ended the month or
Negative.
ended our contest
Yeah.
negative. Wow. So Mark Strickland came in at over 20%. He won. No. Oh no, he didn't.
Oh, see, that was the one where I said we could have a repeat.
Oh, but yeah, I mean, 20%. Connor came in with 12%. That was really good. And
Waiting
the
for you to
winner,
say
Mr. Luttrell, 50, almost 54%.
silver.
AGQ.
Silver.
Is that the silver miner?
Yes.
AGQ. Wow.
Silver's having a historic run.
All right. Well, Mr. Luttrell, what you need to do is email us help@optiongenius.com with your address, and we will get you out your prize. It'll be in the mail. It'll be a nice little box. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. Um, but yeah. Oh wow. This month we had a lot of ups and downs. A lot of ups and downs.
Yeah, for sure.
Some of these stocks that were doing really, really well just fell off the cliff, like BE. Um, Nvidia has been negative for the month.
Meta went down
Palantir
19
down
positive.
11%.
Yeah.
Yeah. BMNR, Ether down 26%. Wow. Donut did good.
Almost a repeat. I was like, oh, maybe Mark Strickland for two.
Mark, yeah, Mark knows something. He's a
Get a
good picker.
repeat. Yeah,
He's a good
made a
picker,
good
but
push
yeah.
there.
No, but silver silver's been on a tear. Silver's done better than gold this year. Silver's done better than a lot of stuff this year. Mostly almost everything this year. Um, it might be, uh topping out, like a blow off top, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's too soon to call, but yeah, it has definitely jumped. So
Silver, it's so ancient. It reminds me of like those after hours commercials where they're like, buy silver. And you're like, it's not going anywhere. What a joke.
yep.
Here we are. Here we are.
Yep. Yep. So silver's up. Incredible. All right. So that's it for the SmackDown. Thank you for everybody for participating again for the next month for December. All you got to do to enter, no purchase necessary. Just put your ticker symbol that you think is going to do the best for the month of December. Put it in the comments below, and we'll start tracking it on Friday.
On
That'll
Friday.
be that'll be the start. We'll look right before we go live. We'll check the prices. We'll put them up on a spreadsheet, and we'll go from there. So that's awesome. All right, cool, 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 cool.
Congratulations, Mr. Luttrell.
Yes, sir. All right. So that's all I had today. Um, we'll look for the meeting on the 10th, which is Wednesday. We'll probably be live when they're announcing. Or right,
We'll be
we
right at it.
yeah, we go live right when they come out. So
As
we'll
soon as
be able.
Mr. Powell comes out there, we're live.
Yep.
Like,
So,
okay.
so we'll see how that happens and watch the market then. And then the rebalancing on Friday, that'll affect some stuff, some stocks, but overall, I think the S&P won't be that affected. It'll actually
Yeah.
be positive for the S&P. And then we'll see how Market Brew does. Are we going higher in December?
Can't lie with statistics. We'll
Yep.
see.
I mean, today's the third. Market's been up a couple days.
Hmm.
Monday was down. Monday was the first, right? So
Yeah.
the second was a little bit. Today was a little bit.
Everybody was like, oh, December is going to be crummy. And now look, all of a sudden it's changed.
Yeah,
You
now
know?
it's all changed, and if we get a rate cut, then I think for sure we go higher.
Yep. It's kind of reminded of how we were before. There's a slow kind of grind up every day, nothing too big, but the direction is solidified.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And the cool thing is, we can still, like, as long as it's calm, option
Hmm.
sellers are doing great. Doing great.
Yeah,
I mean, you
look
you
at the
almost
look at the VIX. I mean,
yeah,
it's settled down.
you almost cannot lose. You can still, you can.
You gotta
There's
pay
no there's
attention.
no
Yes,
guarantees,
you can't
but
fall
you
asleep.
almost cannot lose
But
when the
they
when the market is calm.
I'll do this any day than going to those casinos.
Oh yeah.
Forget that.
Yeah, no casinos and uh yeah. Stay, There was people talking about it now. It's like, where's the line between the gambling and the investing? And now you got, like, Robinhood is one of my favorites. Um, and and the thing that I thought was going to send it higher is that now you can do all these prediction stuff on Robinhood. I don't know if it's yet there yet or it's still coming. I'm not even a
I think it
customer.
is. I think it is already.
Is it already there? Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not even a customer, but that's in the future. That is definitely going to bring in a lot of new youngsters and customers and whatnot. I don't think that's a good thing.
Hmm.
I was talking to my boys about it, and I was like, we were talking about gambling and betting and all that stuff, and I don't want them to touch it. I don't want them to get into it. Um,
Right. The
I
lines do get blurred, in my opinion.
It's very easy to get addicted. It's
Get in trouble
super,
very quickly.
super addictive.
And what does that do to, I mean, it's a whole nother talk, but what it does to society in general. I mean, it's just not good. Yeah, it's not good.
Nope, not at all. Um, so, yeah. Anyway, all right, my friend. So we'll be back on Friday for another episode. Until then, good luck. Trade with the odds in your favor. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us at OptionGenius and have fun. Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye, guys.